Hi there. My name is Victor Fabian Osarai from Mishak Properties and Consultancy. So you're very welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please kindly subscribe to this channel. What are you waiting for? Like I said, the best of the best when it comes to real estate right here in Nigeria is what you will find on this channel. And yes, if you have subscribed, kindly leave a comment for us. Tell us how your experience has been so far, and also kindly help us to talk to your friends, your family, to as well subscribe to this channel. Thank you so very much, and I hope you're having a good time, because I am. All right, so some months back, can't remember the precise month, I wrote a publication on Business Day, just guiding investors, real estate investors, on how or on what to use their properties for. And I remember when I was, putting all that together, I gave it to my sister to read, and she said, "This is awesome, but a lot of people don't read. Why can't you just, tell us in one of your videos? Just, do it. Tell us, be explanatory. Let us know what it entails, because some people don't read." And I was like, okay, I will do that, but let me do this first. So, okay, I'm here to just, basically tell you what I was talking about and just expatiate on it. So this is going to be like a series. I don't know. I try to be fast because I don't want it to be too long. All right, so let's go straight into it. Like I said, real estate is a profitable venture. Real estate is a profitable thing for every real estate investor, if you know what you're doing and if you're investing rightly. Now, don't forget, I know most of you will admit to this, that some of us are still enjoying some of our grandparents' inheritance, some of our grandparents, real estate investments. Something that we did not even, some of us were not even born when they made those investments, but we're still enjoying it. Maybe they might have passed it down to your parents and then it got to you by inheritance. You are still enjoying it. Same thing with your parents. I know some of your parents left something for you. So it means that real estate is a proof of fact. It's a proof that it's transgenerational. So it's a transgenerational wealth and transgenerational cash flow system. So it means that your grandparents ate from the works of their investments. They passed it down to your parents. Your parents also passed it down to you. So that shows that real estate works over time, because it has been proven, it has been tested, and it has stand strong. It has stand the test of time. Isn't that beautiful? So okay, let's go straight into some of the points that I gave. Now, I said for some of us that have properties, especially here in Nigeria, especially in Lagos, and your property is just sitting idle. Probably some of you are tired of issues with tenants. I hear some clients complain that how the tenants that are in my house, they refuse to pay, they do this. Now, first of all, your tenant does not have any business giving you stories. So it's either you need a property manager to manage that property for you, and if you do, you can actually contact me so we can tell you the steps to take. So anyway, if you want to use your property, say, okay, I don't want tenants again in my property, you can actually use your property for a lot of things. So real estate investors need to know that apart from just renting out their properties, there are a lot of things you can do with your property and still make money. The end game about real estate investment is cash flow. Now, the reason why you are investing most times is to have a guaranteed cash flow. So the reason an investor is putting huge amount of money into it is not because he or she knows he's going to get it immediately, especially if it's a long term. He or she just needs a place to put that money and then enjoy cash flow, several streams of income, and real estate can actually do that for you. So one way real estate can actually do that for you is through these various means that I'm going to be explaining. They are not the only ways, but they are just some of the ways. So if you are an investor and you feel the only way you can actually get your returns on investment is through rental income, hello, I'm here to ring the bell to you that of course not. There are so many other ways that you can get your money. So you don't really necessarily have to wait for the end of the year to get your returns on investment. In fact, some rentals are now quarterly actually. So yeah, You don't really have to wait. So let's go into it. All right, so guys, let's go into it quickly. So the first on my list is Airbnb. So Airbnb is an online marketplace that enables homeowners list their property up for short stay rentals. So let's say you have a 3-bedroom apartment, 3-bedroom flat, and 2 is vacant or 1 is vacant. You can actually put it up, on the site, on the website, and guests, maybe tourist guests or guests coming into that particular locale, that particular area, can actually rent your place, usually for short stay. So it can be over the weekend, usually for short stay, and you get reimbursed, you get boxed up, you get financial reward for putting out your house for rental income. So that's beautiful, right? So maybe you have a particular vacant house there, so just go to the website and put it up, and before you know it, you are getting boxed up. So yes, that's one of the ways in which you can actually enjoy cash flow through your rent. Now guess what, you don't necessarily have to own the property. If you are renting the property and you live there, of course you can put it up. Who's going to owe you? You can put it up for a short stay and you enjoy your rental income. However, short lets, on the other hand, is quite different, because the guest that is coming requires 100% privacy. So while in Airbnb you can share your own particular apartment and you can still be there, in short lets it's usually not the case. So let's talk about short lets. All right, guys, so let's talk about short let. So short let is a situation where real estate investors, provide a conducive environment, a conducive place for clients to come in and lodge for a stipulated number of time. Now, it can be short stay, it can be long stay, depending on the guest. Now, over time, people just recently, like from 2017 or so till now, the demand for apartments have grown in rapidly more than we can actually think or imagine. So more and more people now prefer apartments to just the regular hotels. So short let is like a substitute for regular hotels. So when you see people come into the country, when you see people in a particular environment, they'll prefer to look out for the short let around that area than going to hotels. Why? Because some of them want privacy. So they would rather be in a short let where people will not know that they are there than be in a hotel where someone can just see them and insinuate. I don't know. So I don't know the reason why most people prefer apartments or short lets to hotels, but more and more people now prefer short lets to hotels. One of the reasons, again, that it allows them to cook, usually guests that are coming into the country, like Nigerians that live abroad that probably have not been in the country. So in the hotels, I've heard people say the food there is too expensive. So when they live in a particular apartment, in a short let apartment, they have the option of cooking themselves and just enjoying home meal and all that. So it's actually a good deal for them. So it has actually, the demand for short let has actually gone rapidly high. Now, so it means there's a market for investors. Now, pause. So when we talk about the benefits of short let, a lot of investors are always interested. Oh wow, you mean I can make up to 50,000 per night? And so they are carried away with the money. You mean I can make up to 70k per night? Yes, you can. Yes, you can actually, if you meet the criteria. But then again, do not forget that there's also running costs. A lot of people don't put that in mind. It's, Victor, you mean I can make up to 50,000? I can make up to 70,000? I can make up to 100,000 for one night? I said, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, you can. But you're leaving out the running costs. Do not forget, it's a business. Short let business is an hospitality business. It's the normal hotel standard. That's what you get. That's what it is. It's a normal hotel standard service. So if you are a shortlet owner, you must put things into play. You must put things in mind. You must learn certain things. Now, what are the things to learn? One, you need to create a conducive environment if you want your shortlet to be always booked. What are the conducive environment I'm talking about? One is location. Now, here in Lagos, I live in Lagos, so let me just talk about Lagos. I live on the island. So for shortlets here, the demand is mostly on Lekki axis, Ikoyi, VI, so a bit to Aja. Now, this is not to say that people don't, take shortlets up, further down. That's not what I mean. Shangote, people still take shortlet, but it comes, it's not as the demand is not as high as the others that I just mentioned. So talk about Lekki Phase 1, for instance. The demand is always very high. Talk about what's it called, Ikoyi, VI. The demand is always very high. Why? Location. People want to be in town so that they can actually do their runnings. Maybe they want to catch a flight at the airport. Maybe they want to go to club or do whatever it is they want to do. They want to be in town. So people prefer very good locations. Do you understand? Secondly, and this is a point I'm trying to drive into the minds of shortlet owners or prospective shortlet owners, there's a running cost. So if I cancel hotel to stay in your apartment, it means there are certain things that I will expect. For instance, good interiors, good apartment. Is the AC working? 24 hours power. Do you have it? Is the water running? Is the place secured? These are things you need to put into play as a shortlet owner or a prospective shortlet owner. So you want to, maybe some of you say, Victor, I have a house. I've heard that a lot. Victor, I have a house that, the tenant refuses to pay me. So after the end of this year, I'm going to put it up for shortlet. And it's great if that's what you want. But the thing is, again, have you considered these running costs? Especially maybe you want to use a duplex, your own duplex, for instance. You have to buy diesel or fuel and run that, run that house 24 hours or at least close to 24 hours. So when you hear things like 50k per night, 70k per night, 100k per night, 200k per night, 150k per night, and your head is big, you say, wow, you mean in 5 days I'm going to get up to 500k? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You are going to get up to 500k, but then again, you are going to spend as well. So you're going to hire a cleaner to come and clean the apartment. The gas must be working. That's So you have to fill the cylinder. Of course, again, 24 hours power, running water. Do you understand? And so many other things come to play. So it's still inside the same money that you're going to run cost. So at the end of the day, you might not actually get up to that full money that's going to be paid, to you. But that is not to discourage you. It's a business. Do not forget, it's a business. I just want to bring your mind to it so that you don't get carried away and say, but Victor, you said I was going to make 50,000. Yes, the client can pay 50,000, but the client expects a 50,000 naira service. So you have to, deliver. You have to deliver a 50,000 naira service. You have to deliver a 100,000 naira service to the client. So there must be, so there must be things put in place for them to be very conducive. And if you do all that, your apartment will sell. It's a business, so you have to have a marketing strategy. Every shortlet now has their own page on Instagram. You have to pay a photographer to snap nice pictures for you and display it. You need a social media manager to help you manage that page. You need a property manager to help you manage the property. Of course, I help people manage some of their shortlets. So you need someone like me. We have to come to agreement and see, because of course our services are not free. Nobody works for free, not in this economy. So you understand what I'm trying to say, that there must be certain things put in place before you can really have a shortlet, before you can now gain and say, this is now my own at the end of the day. So when you hear 50,000, 100,000 per night, yes, it's true, we're not lying, but there's running costs. That's what I want to put into your mind. I would also prefer or advise you to go for, serviced apartments. So if you probably live in an estate where they offer 24 hours power supply, so you just pay directly to the management, and then your mind is off that. But in the case where you have your own private property, for instance, you have to pay to you have to sort it out yourself. You understand? You have to at least have your gen and make sure it's running for at least 20 hours. You understand? If not, the guests are going to leave. But if you have a very good shortlet and everything is in place, trust me. There's this thing about marketing, word of mouth. People will also tell other people. I was in Lekki the other day, and I was at this place, this apartment, and it was nice. So you can try it. Some of you coming in as well, you can also, you tell your friends, okay, you're coming into Nigeria. Oh yeah, that was in this apartment. So there's word of mouth, and of course, it's a business. You must treat it as a business. So you must have a marketing budget. You must have, your page. You must have everything running for you. If you don't want to do all that, then give it to a property manager like us to help you manage it. And then, of course, you're going to settle us. We're going to have an agreement where everyone is happy at the end of the day. Do you understand? So it's a whole lot to run. Then of course every business has its own problem. Comes with its own challenges. Some of the challenge in shortlet, they can destroy your things. So even the refundable fee they are putting down, 50k refundable fee, 100k refundable fee, it might not be enough to settle the things that they destroyed. Do you understand? Of course, you have to beautify the place, give them good interiors. Some of them some of them too, if they are living, they will go with your things. If you don't have things in place to check. Yeah. I was some months ago, I was on Instant Blog. I think this one happened in Port Harcourt. The guy left with the TV. The TV was gone before they could say jack. The person left with TV. Some people, of course, characters. Some people can actually go with stuff. They can do away with stuff. They run, steal some of your things, and then what? The refundable fee is not enough. Of course, again, there are other things that you can use to, like, there are some shortlists. Before you come in, you have to put your social media account. You have to put your ID card for them to at least trace you, or put you up online in case you steal any of their property, and so many things. So it's a business. I don't want you to just be carried away and say, Victor said I'm going to make 50k, I'm going to make 100k, I'm going to make 200k from per night, and you say yes, you are going to make all that money. But then again, there's what costs. There's running costs, and of course, again, you have to have a budget for marketing, because it's actually a business. And of course, again, there are other downsides, like I just said, theft, damages, so many other things. So it's a lot. So you have to plan, you have to prepare, and know what you want as well. So that's it. One other thing I wanted to add to the shortlet business is that it's not necessary that it has to be your own property. You can rent an apartment. You have to state in the agreement that is exactly what you want to use it for, a shortlet. You can rent an apartment and use it out as a shortlet apartment. So yes, it's not necessary that the place has to be yours as well, but it must be in the agreement with the landlord, the owner of the house, so that he or she is aware of what you're doing with the property. And there to state that as well. So thank you. All right, so let's move to the next one. Shared apartments. Shared apartment is basically a form of rental. So you're renting an apartment. Let's say you have a 4-bedroom duplex, for instance, or a 3-bedroom apartment, 3-bedroom flat, for instance. So instead of renting it to one particular person or one particular family, you decide to rent it to several people. So maybe two families sharing one apartment, or more than two persons or three persons sharing an apartment. Usually, the tenants are actually the ones to share their apartments. At times, when they notice the price is too much for them, they actually call more people, to join them to rent the apartment. So you can have, different sets of people in a particular apartment. Ideally, the landlord or the owner of the property is supposed to be aware of what's going on with his or her property. So I think some of the landlords have actually adopted this style or strategy. So where this really works is properties that are actually in town, maybe Ikeja. Because I'm in Lagos, I'm just going to be using Lagos as an example. Maybe Ikeja, maybe Lekki Phase 1 or Lekki Phase 2, or Chevron, those areas, or maybe Ikoyi, or what's it called, VI. Those areas that are really, really expensive in terms of rent. So, but they are very close to town, or close to where people are actually working, like close to major offices, commercial places in town. And of course, you're considering the traffic, and also maybe you want to live in town, and you don't have the whole amount to pay all at once. So shared apartment comes in. You get more people, maybe your colleagues at work, or be random people living together. So it doesn't have to be someone it can actually be a random person living together, as far as there's an understanding. And the aim is to split the funds, to split the money, to ease the financial burden in terms of the rent. So, but the advantage for real estate investors is that you tend to gain higher rental income. So if, for instance, a 3-bedroom apartment in Lekki is going for 3 million per annum, so it means if you're giving it out to 3 people, if it's a shared apartment, you will gain higher. So it means maybe you'll be giving one room, maybe each room will be 1.5 million naira. So instead of getting 3 million naira at the end of the year, you now have 4.5 million naira. So it means you gained 1.5 million naira extra. So that's another way of gaining more money in real estate. Yes. Okay, so the next point is shoot and lodge. Shoot and lodge is relatively new, but a lot of people are still not aware of this style of real estate. So what it basically entails is for a real estate investor to furnish his or her apartment, whether 4-bedroom to less, whether 3-bedroom apartment, whatever house type, furnish it to taste and give it out for hire. Now let me explain. So this particular real estate serve a certain market, meaning it serves creatives, whether you're a filmmaker or a musical director. So what it means is they can use your property to shoot movies or musical videos. So you are actually helping the producer save costs. So instead of them to get hotels for their actors, hotels for crew members and all, they bring everybody all into one roof, under one roof, so they can actually sleep in your property and shoot there as well. So your property is serving them in 2 ways. So it's like saving cost for them, so they can sleep there, their actors can sleep there, their crew members can sleep there, and they can as well shoot there. You understand? And also musical directors can also use your property as well for music videos. Now we have a popular estate that was doing that. I think it was 2017 or so. I remember I approached Amen Estates because I wanted to do something like that there. As at 2017, they told us for 3 days 500,000 naira. 500,000 naira. Then that's the first one. That's how lucrative that particular style of real estate investment is. So instead of you to just keep your property, sometimes some of you travel abroad and the property is just there wasting away. You can actually put it up, for rent and just, enjoy. You can actually put it up for shoot and lodge and just enjoy, the returns from it. Of course, you are going to pay a refundable fee, and of course, you have someone there to help you check if everything is intact before you let them go. It's a very good way to do that. I have another one at Olukola. A night is 100,000 for 4 bedroom. A night is 100,000. So imagine if, and it's always booked, because those kind of properties, they serve certain purpose. They serve the filmmakers, they serve musical directors. So they help them save cost while they also shoot there. So it actually was a very big deal to them, and most of them actually do what they love it. So yes, like I said, it helps them save costs, and most of them really do love it. So the one in what's it called, the local is going for 100K per night. So imagine 100,000 in 5 days, that's 500,000, and everybody knows that they shoot movies up to 5 days. So in 5 days, that's 100,000. They only give discounts when it's like 7 days or so, and it's just minor discounts. So that is a very good way to make more money. So if you have a property that you've kept one place, maybe you have a property and you only open that property when you're around, maybe you live abroad, maybe it's time for that property to make money for you. So just keep all your valuables in one room. Don't open that room, and open the rest rooms and say, okay, you can use it. Why you can leave someone there to help you manage it. Just an eye to make sure that everything is also in place. So it's a good way to make money. So if you have a property that you're not using at the moment, I guess that can also serve you. It's not common, so you have an advantage. It's not really a common thing, but you have an advantage. If filmmakers or music directors hear that you have something like this, they will rush it. All right, guys, so I thought to share that as well. That's a very good way to make more money. So imagine you make 500,000 per week. It means in a month you're going to make what, 2 million naira if it's 5 days. So in a month you're going to make 2 million naira for one piece of real estate. I think that's a good deal. What do you think? That's a very good deal, and it's good for cash flow as well. And the beautiful part, like I said, is that it's not common. So if you're the type that is starting it, you can make a lot of money from it as well. So yeah, put that in mind. That can also save you